right. Yo, Knicks and Bruises, we are back. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. I got my guy Sim with me. What's going on, Sim?
Good. How you feeling, man? I'm chilling.
I'm good, bro. I'm still riding that high from last night, man. Celebrating my born day. Just been a
Yeah,
great day all day, man.
yeah.
All
Happy
day.
birthday to you, bro. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Happy
You know what I
birthday.
mean? Had some prime rib, had some breakfast this morning.
That's
I
what's up.
mean, spent a little time with my daughter. It was a real good day, man.
Yeah,
Real
that's
good
how
day.
you do
No,
it. That's what's up. Yeah, man.
um,
Beautiful times. These are the times to remember, man.
that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Beautiful times.
Especially, last year it was like the total opposite. You know what I mean? Like nothing bad happened, but I was just solitary by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just in my thoughts. But today I shared. So it was like a great experience with a lot of loved ones.
yeah. That's what's up. That's definitely
Um,
what's up.
yeah. So and then I'm like, yo, I might as well share with the chat, share with you as well, man.
Might as well,
So
man.
I was gonna take the day off, but I said, nah, let me share. So let's
Yeah.
just a couple topics, man. First thing I seen the title, calling all Knicks fans. It's
Mm-hmm.
that time of year again.
It's
You know
that
what I
time.
mean? We dropped the ball last year. Us Knicks fans, we didn't go out there and vote, and we didn't go out there and get Brunson into that All-Star knob. We gotta do it this year. You know what I mean?
No
I
doubt.
think the Knicks is the biggest fan base out there. You know what I mean? You go to different arenas, you see us in the arenas. You know what I mean? You see us all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop acting all snobby. You know what I mean? Acting like it's too difficult to jump online or however you want to make your votes. But vote, man. Let's get Brunson in there. Let's get Randall in there.
Word.
So,
Word.
you know what I mean, I'm calling all Knicks fans. Share it, put it on your Twitters. You know what I mean? Put it on your Snapchat, your Facebook, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
spread the word because we gotta get these guys in there this year.
Yeah, man. And when you looking, when you start doing the All-Star voting, because it's out now, when they do the guards for points, Jalen Brunson is right there, right? So Trey Young is 28 points a game. Donovan Mitchell, 27.7. Damian Lillard, 25.8. Tyrese Maxey, 25.8. Jalen Brunson, 25.6. Halliburton, 24.9. LaMelo Ball, 24.7. And Cam Thomas is 24.4. I didn't know Cam Thomas was doing it like that, but
Yeah. we might talk about it a little bit and you know what I mean briefly. But
yeah,
yeah, Cam Thomas has been doing his thing this year. Um and he forced his way into the lineup. But you know what I mean, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we gotta get Brunson in there, man. So like you said, he's right there in points.
mhm,
Obviously, he's not one of the leaders in assists or whatever. I don't know where he ranks in rebounds, but I know where he ranks in performance in clutch situations. You know what I mean? I know
right.
where he means his value to the team for sure. So
Yeah, I
come
mean,
on.
but that's what's, I mean, Knicks fans just got to step up and vote. It's enough Knicks fans out there, man. Step up and vote. I mean, he's not there with assists. He's not there with rebounds. Fantasy points. He's there with fantasy points. So he's like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eighth in fantasy points as far as guards. The tough thing is like Tyrese Maxey. You know what I mean? He's on the list for points. I mean, not Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton. He's on the
Halliburton.
list for points. He's also on the list for assists. Matter of fact, he's number one on the list for assists. And well, he's not on the list for rebounds.
Okay.
Now, Donovan Mitchell, he's on the list for points. He's not on it for assists, but he's also on it for rebounds. I don't know. I don't see a guard that's on it for all three.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe. Hold up. Hold up. LaMelo Ball might be. LaMelo Ball is on there for points.
He's probably on there for
He's on
assists.
there for assists, 8.2, and he's on there for rebounds.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's on all three of those. Yeah,
And is he hurt or he's back?
not sure.
I thought he
I'm not
got
sure.
hurt again. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was something major though. Um, First of all, let me shout out to Juju Caesar with the super chat. Yo, Black is time. You already know. Appreciate the super chat for sure. Um, and Sherwin, he says fans can only vote for the starters. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't care. Vote them in.
for I'm saying.
I don't care.
Hold him in as a starter.
I do not care. Vote them in.
Yeah.
I'm saying make our voice be heard. Because even if we get the votes out there and he doesn't get that starter nod, I think that's gonna give recognition that'll trickle down. You know what I mean? So yeah, well yeah, let's vote him in as a starter. I don't think there's no reason why if Knicks fans put the effort in the way other fans do,
Mm-hmm.
that we can't get our guys in there.
Yeah.
And for me, deservingly so. You know what I mean? Maybe not as a starter, but hey, if it happens, it happens.
I mean, with the way both of those guys been playing, there's a good chance that I think it's a good chance that they get in there for real.
I mean, I agree.
They're definitely putting in work, and obviously it's gonna, a lot's gonna depend on um a lot's gonna depend on how well the Knicks are doing.
Hmm.
I'm saying, but I think around the league, you've seen both of those guys go to work against good teams, and I think those coaches recognize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think those coaches recognize it.
Let me ask you this: how much do you think our record, you know what I mean, will boil down to a decision whether a guy gets in or not?
I think it. I think it'll. I think it a lot.
Uh,
If the Knicks are top four, I think there's a good chance. One of those two are getting in. I think. I think one of the two are getting in.
Yeah. I mean, I think they both can. I think they both can.
Yeah, I think they
You know what I
both
mean?
can, but I think one is getting in for sure. That and it could be Jalen Brunson that gets in this time over Randall.
Well, I mean, to me, if Randall's more of a shoo-in, just because I think there's less competition at the position.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Across the board. So I think he has the better chance. I think with Brunson, more so it'll come down to where we are,
Hmm.
where we are record wise, where we are standings wise. But yeah, if we're top four, there's no reason not to give us two guys.
Yeah. See, the only reason why I say, um, maybe because Brunson is the more popular player.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I say that. Because he's such a popular player. But you know what I mean. When you look at the forwards, right? What forwards, have a chance to get in, forward slash center. Julius Randle, he's between the forward slash centers in the East. He's fifth in scoring. He's third in assists.
Mm,
Yeah. And now he's not up there in rebounds. He's just below. Let me see. Julius Randle is averaging 9.6. Bam Adebayo, who's the last on this list that they show for rebounding, is averaging 9.7. Mitchell Robinson's at 10.3. So, he's up there with, as far as the rebounding aspect. If Julius Randle gets it up to 10 rebounds a game, which
yeah,
is possible, he'll be on all three lists. Like right now, Joel Embiid is on all three lists.
nice.
Giannis is on all
Yeah,
three
I
lists.
want to say they're the only two. They're the only two that have the, you know what I mean, the better odds.
Right. And then, of course, Jason Tatum's getting in. That's without a doubt. Jason Tatum is getting in there. But when you look at all three lists, I mean, Randall's on two of them, and if you get if he gets the rebounding up, he'll be on all three lists.
Yeah.
Be three of those guys that's on all three lists.
So I put my vote in today. I think you
Mhm.
can vote every day, right?
Yep.
Once a day.
Yep.
So I did my due diligence. I'm not just talking the talk. I'm walking the walk too.
And,
And I
and I
need you guys to do that as well.
and I just put my vote in.
So um that's where I wanted to start. Like I said, it's gonna be a quick show. I'm still celebrating. Got some family in the back and stuff. Hartenstein,
Mhm.
Sims is probably gonna miss some time. Do you think he's a shoe in to start one? Um, I think he has to be a shoe in, right? I can't
Oh, yeah.
really see Taj starting, coming back and not having the, what I mean, the time to practice,
Right.
the conditioning and everything else.
Right. Nah, it wouldn't make sense, in my opinion, for Taj. The only reason that Jericho Sims was starting is because he plays similar to Mitch. So my opinion is just to keep that, type of chemistry, to keep that play style going. Taj doesn't play the same as Mitch or Jericho Sims. So, it wouldn't make any sense. I can't see Todd starting. I think it's definitely, especially after last night's performance, I think it's definitely going to be Isaiah Hartenstein starting.
Yeah, I agree. How excited are you to see this? Um, to see this change, even though it's not, what I mean, it's kind of by necessity, and not something that Tibbs just automatically went to. But
Yeah,
how excited are you to see it? I got a couple of questions about it. Let's start there. How excited are you to see it?
I'm excited. You know
What
what
are
I mean?
you looking forward to from it?
I'm
Where do
looking to
you think it could go? My bad.
yeah, I'm looking to see I'm looking to see how, the things he can do offensively, right? How that group can utilize the things that he can do offensively. His ability to pass the ball, his ability to he doesn't really shoot the mid range, but he can. His ability to, that little floater, he can score in the post every once in a while. You know what I mean? So I want to look and see, do they start to figure out the things that he can do and try to utilize them? I mean, that's what I'm excited to see. And can he help to open that offense up a little bit more?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. Um, Not just offensively, like scoring wise. I would love to see that, but can he give Randall, Brunson, and RJ opportunities off the ball where what I mean, now they could get into some motion.
Mhm.
Um and how can that look? You know what I mean? I'm not talking about running the offense through them, but at times in plays, you know what I mean? I want to see what he can do as far as that. Help can these guys get off the ball and make plays that way
Right.
um throughout the game. That's gonna be interesting. Any concerns about it? I mean, for me, I was talking about making this change before Sims got hurt.
Hmm.
Um, the fact that Sims is hurt is concerning. Obviously Mitchell's out for a while. We don't know the timetable on Sims yet. So if he's has to miss significant time, I am concerned because it's going to be a high task on Hartenstein to stay out of foul trouble and be able to play 33 plus minutes, day in and day out. I don't expect more than 15, maybe 20 minutes from Taj before he's winded out. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And maybe becomes a detriment. Do you think we need to add another person now that what I mean? If Sims is missing significant time, um, and I'll preface it that way. You know what I mean? Not just in general.
I think so. I mean, Taj is old. So, there's always going to be a chance that he can, he suffer, old people injury. You know what I mean? A hamstring, pulled hamstring, something like that because his body's not warmed up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, I think we should add a backup guy.
I know last night on your show, a couple people in the chat, you know what I mean? I don't know if we addressed it at all, you know what I mean? But they spoke about Roby, they spoke about Toppin. Are you looking outside first or inside first? You know what I mean? How
I mean,
what's the urgency? What's the importance do you think we need to try to figure something out, right? You know what I mean, immediately. And again, this is under the assumption that Sims is gonna miss, I'll say even 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Because I mean we can't really afford to be undermanned.
I think it's important. I think we need. I think that we need to find somebody that can produce. Not, I don't want to say produce, but somebody who's experienced in the NBA. You know what I mean? Adding Toppin, I don't know. I don't think Tibbs is gonna trust Toppin to come in. Let's say Taj goes down. I don't think Tibbs is gonna trust Toppin to come in. You know what I'm saying? So, I think they need to add somebody that I don't know who's out there, but somebody that Tibbs is gonna trust, someone who's experienced in the NBA, someone who can come in and give you valuable minutes. That's the reason why, in my opinion, they added Taj because he fits all of that, right? So I think now that you need another backup plan, another insurance policy, I think you got to find someone who could do that. I would say Dwight Howard, but knowing the
Mhm.
Knicks, with the things, with just the drama surrounding Dwight
Mhm.
Howard right now, forget about anything else. Just the drama itself, the Knicks are going to stay away from that, in my opinion.
It's crazy. Uh, and I'm gonna touch on it, and I'm getting out of getting out of the topic. But if Dwight was out and open
Mhm,
and like
mhm,
forthcoming,
right,
I wouldn't think I would think it would be less of a problem than, you know what I mean, the way things are playing out. And I just say that because it gives that opportunity for the community to embrace him.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So
Yeah, I mean,
um
when you just look at everything that's going on with the assault stuff and all of that, the Knicks are going to stay away from that.
and I had mentioned Dwight a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned um Cousins, Boogie Cousins.
Mm, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? I got laughed at. He wasn't on the show, but
Mhm. I
I,
mean,
I
I
got
think,
laughed.
as an insurance policy, if that's how you're using them, how could you, for whatever reason, he's been kind of like blackballed from the league. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's done or what, or if he did anything, but he's been black. It seems like he's being blackballed from the league. You know, he could be a guy that could come in if you're using him as an insurance policy. Now, if he comes in and he's in practice and he's doing work, he could end up being more than an insurance policy.
Yeah, to me, I thought it was low risk, high reward. And this was before we had so many guys out. My
Yeah.
thought was definitely insurance policy. He just signed with Taiwan, or the whatever team Dwight Howard was playing on.
If
He
he
just signed.
Okay, so if he's just signed there, he may not be available till like
Yeah, he
March.
may not. He may not. But that just, you
Yeah,
know, it, I think he signed right before. It might have been right before, or right after the Mitchell Robinson thing. So I was just like,
right.
of course this would happen. But yeah, I thought he could have helped. Yeah, they Silk something. Salute. He just said it as well in the chat. He
Yeah,
signed with Taiwan.
unless they give him like an out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Most of these
Yeah,
guys do have outs. Um, y- I mean, we've seen it time and time. Again, guys come back from overseas before what I mean before their contract is out. But yeah, I would definitely look into that. Anybody that what I mean, just off the top of your head that you think could potentially help, maybe whether they're unrestricted or whether they're unsigned right now or maybe underutilized somewhere else.
I don't even know, man. Um, I don't know because I don't know if they're going to be looking to trade for somebody,
Yeah, that makes because now you got to give up
right?
such asset. Yeah, so it may have to be. Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
can't
So
think of anybody else honestly.
anybody off of that, someone that you getting off of, free agents. Let me see if I can look up who current free agents are because there got to be some guys out there, that's still on the market, still available. But it may not be anybody that's worth anything. That's the problem. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's the issue right
I
there.
mean,
Let's see who's
I
out
could
there.
I could think of.
Gorgie Dang.
I mean, he's been actually rumored with I mean his name with the Knicks rumored.
He's out
Um,
there.
hit him up, said Montrez Harold.
Montrezl Harrell.
Um, I could definitely see. I
Uh,
could see that.
Louis Noel. He's a free agent.
I could see that as well. Tibbs back in his comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Montrezl Harrell. Uh,
Who's the dude? I can't even think of his
what
name.
about
He played.
Nathan Knight? Is he a free agent? Or I thought Nathan Knight is on somebody's G League team. Thought he got picked up by Boston.
If it's not a two-way though, and it's just a G League, then he's a
So
free agent.
right now I'm looking at Real GM and it says his current NBA status is unrestricted free agent. But is he playing for, I thought he was picked up with them. Yeah, current team, Motor City Cruise.
That's Detroit, right?
That's Detroit.
Yeah.
So
So it may just be a G League contract and not a two-way.
yeah.
I
It
mean,
just says Nathan Knight was acquired by the Motor City Cruise from the Maine Celtics in a trade on December 16th. So that's just a couple of days ago.
yeah, that's a G League trade. So he must have just had a G League.
So he may be an option since he was already with the Knicks.
Mhm.
That
But
might be an
I
option.
mean, he does have, I guess, some NBA experience.
Right.
But how much? I guess the most likely options, knowing our situation, knowing our coach, would be Knight, would be Noel's, guys that are not far removed from being with the organization, and you know, would you value or would you think the Knicks value Noel more, considering he was part of the playoffs
I
run?
mean, maybe the problem is he's always hurt too.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
You
fact.
know what I'm saying? So,
That would be our luck. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? So now you're trying to pick up a guy that, to fill
Mhm.
in for you in case of injury with a guy that's always injured. I mean, knowing Nerlens Noel, this man to get injured on the bench.
I know what you said about trades, but what do you think of Sharon's idea of trading for Andre Drummond? Is he
Andre,
on a minimum?
he probably is on a minimal because I remember him. I remember seeing Andre Drummond in a little. He was talking to like some AAU players, and he was like, "I went from a guy who was making blah 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 to now getting a minimum contract."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he is on a minimum. I mean, if he's on a minimum, then obviously you don't got to give up too much to get him. I give up a second round pick for him. So
There you go.
Who's he playing for? Chicago?
Yes.
Andre
I'm pretty
Drummond,
sure.
3.3 million. Yep. Yeah, that could be a guy that you pick up. That
Shoot.
might be a good move.
That
Right.
might be a good move with Drummond and DeRozan. You know what I mean? Because not like adding him to DeRozan isn't gonna change that much of, you know what I mean? Like that might make the value of what you gotta give up.
Yeah. How much is he playing this year? I mean, he's getting minutes, I guess.
I know he was playing a lot early in the season.
Yeah, right now he's averaging 13.2 minutes a game. It's crazy. It's just wild. 1 year, you have 1 year, this man was an all-star player, and then it just everything just dropped. I mean, this man in 2020, 2021, he was averaging a double-double. The next year, 21, 22, this man is averaging 6 points and 8.8 rebounds.
You said eight rebounds?
6 points and 8.8 rebounds.
8.8. That's his bread and butter. That's what's
That's
gonna
butter.
continue to keep him in the league. But you know what I mean, even if it's at a minimum.
Right, but of course, he was playing behind Joel Embiid because he went to Philly,
Yep.
right? And then he went to Brooklyn. He was averaging another double-double, right, at 22 minutes a game, and then now he's with Chicago doing the numbers he's doing.
Drummond is not a bad idea.
Nah, he's not a bad idea at all.
And he, you know what I mean, like he ain't a shooter, but he can shoot the ball. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he ain't afraid to do a little
No,
14 footer,
that's not
15
a
footer.
bad idea at all, but I guess what I guess the question becomes, what happens when Mitch comes back?
I mean, that's the thing about Drummond. At this point in his career, he's been in that backup role. He's been in that did not play coach's decision role. Like, so I mean, he would have to know that's what it is.
Right. I guess my question is not that he's gonna start over Mitch, but when Mitch comes back, I don't see him playing over Hartenstein either,
No, I agree, but
right?
that's what I'm saying.
So
Like, you
now
are an insurance policy.
right,
You
so
gotta
it's
he gotta know that.
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if he would be cool. I mean, right now he's playing 13 minutes. Is he gonna be cool with, "All right, Mitch is back now, I'm not playing any minutes." You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's what I mean. It's definitely a question, but I think at this point in his career, because he's been in this situation a couple times now. You know what I mean? Where you called upon when needed, but you might not play certain nights. So I think at this point that may not be his preference, but I think he would understand it.
Yeah, that'd be, but for right now, you know what I'm saying, he'd be a good pickup. He'd be a real good pickup. Yeah.
And then my last little topic is pardon me, I got a message. Um Randall Randall's ascension back, back into all NBA All-Star caliber play.
Mhm.
Considering, how he started the season. I remember I was getting tight because who was it? I think it was Tommy Beer. I think it was. If not, excuse me, but he kept putting them posts up about, he's the worst player ever, basically. You know what I mean? Like everything was like all these stats about, in 2 games, nobody has shot this many attempts and shot this bad. In 5 games, nobody. I'm like, dude, like,
Right. That's how they always do, especially with that's how they
but
always
considering the start, right? And where he is now and the numbers he's putting up as an average. So that's
mhm.
including the bad start. I just want to give him his props. I'm I feel like he's still not even there yet. Like I think he's back to where he was, but I think there's still another level for him.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm just excited, man. I feel like the best is yet to come
Yeah.
for both him
I
and
think
Brunson.
I'm telling you, the mid-range has, whatever, whoever told him, "Yo, you really gotta start utilizing that mid-range," had really helped this game out. You know what I mean? Because he's been killing it in the mid-range. I still think there's another level to his mid-range that he can get to. Last night when he was last night, he was I don't know if it wasn't a straight up fast break, it was like a secondary break, right? And he came down, Anthony Davis was in front of him, right?
Mhm,
And Anthony Davis gave him a lot of space. So Randall's coming down, left side, left hand, and he had the opportunity to just get on his toes and pull up. But that's not the kind of pull up, that's not the kind of mid-range he does. So what did he do? Right? He got a little bit closer inside, used his body, bang, and then faded backwards.
mhm,
Right, and missed the shot. I think maybe, he probably did get hit and could have got a call, but that little boom, boom on your toes and pull up, that type of quick mid range is where I think he can take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Because in those situations, he just doesn't have that type of. He still has to use his body, catch a bump, and then
mhm.
fade back.
It's
You know
like
what
he
I'm
feeds off of that part.
Exactly, he does. He feeds off of that bump, to get his rhythm, to get that mid range off. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm glad he's doing and he's utilizing it. But I'm just saying the next step, I think, is him learning how to just off the dribble, pop up, up, pop up, up. You know what I'm saying? And I can see in moments where he does it, he doesn't look comfortable. I've seen him do it a couple times where it just didn't look comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And, it came off his hand kind of funny because he's not used to it. But if he can ever get that part, I
Mhm.
think it takes his game up to a whole, if he can get that one. I mean, right now with the way he's shooting the mid range, the last 10 games he's giving you like 28. If he get that boom boom, I think he does it. He gives you, I'm not going to say it takes his scoring average up, but it makes him that much more of a triple
Dangerous.
threat. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Um,
that mid-range is doing his game wonders right now.
I said Randall was the last one, but I got one more. My guy Quickly. I know he was in a slump for a couple days. You know what I mean? He seems to have bounced out of it. You know what I mean? But the 20 minutes a game, that's not enough for Quick.
I agree. He needs
Qu-
more minutes.
he's got to. We got to figure. I mean, I know it's gonna be a detriment to somebody else. You know what I mean? Individually,
Mhm.
but 20 minutes a game is not gonna cut it. Um, you say you agree. Do you? Is there? What do you think the reason behind it is? Do you think Tibbs is just trying to figure out the other guys? Because I think he knows who he got, what he has in Quickly. I think we
Mhm.
can all agree on that. I think he likes Quickly. I think most of us agree on that. Um,
I
but what do you think it is that because I don't think it's going to last either. I mean, the number Tibbs always talks about the numbers, and the numbers say we're a better team with Quickly on the floor.
Right. I think I mean, I do think he's giving some guys their chances and trying to figure out, the rotations and not just the rotations, but, juggling the minutes to figure out, okay, which one of these other guys need to be out there on the floor. You know what I mean? Um, I think when it's all said and done, Quickly is going to be out. When we get down to like these really, really tight games, Quickly is going to be out there on the floor. That's what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know, but here's the thing. I don't think his minutes should have dropped. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not understanding why his minutes dropped, though. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me that his minutes dropped. I mean, I understand we got other guys out there, right, that can play, but Quickly's been the mainstay. You know what I mean? He's been a mainstay on your team, and he's producing every year. He's producing better, right? I mean, when you look at right now this season, let me see if I can let me try to pull it up real quick. See if I can get the right one. I mean, he's averaging the same amount of points in less minutes.
in less minutes. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The same amount of points in less minutes, which means well, one of the reasons is because he's shooting better from the free throw line this year too.
Yeah, I mean, he always starts the season at night in the 90s.
Hopefully he stays there. But
This
but
year,
you
yeah.
know but what? Like last year, he fell off a little bit from the line, but I feel like it was like it's the endurance of the league, just being stronger.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I felt like, last year that was part of the reason that he fell off some
Fatigue.
line. You know what I'm saying? Just being you know, like just the endurance of playing NBA basketball. You know what I mean? So I feel like
82 games.
what to say that again?
You saying when you say endurance, you mean like the length of the season? You mean like 82 games by the time, I mean, you always first 30 games you might be at 90, and then by the time you get to 60 you might be
Yeah,
at 85,
yeah,
86.
yeah. And what happens? I mean, last year was what, his third year in the league last year.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're still kind of getting used to it. When you get to your fourth, fifth year, what I'm saying, you're really, now you just understand better how to maintain your body, and all of those type of things. And plus, I think he's playing under more control. You know what I'm saying? Like you get young players a lot of times, like they go 1,000 miles an hour every time they have the ball in their hands. They're just going, going, and going, and going, and going, right? And moving, offense and defense. Just and they have no, they don't have the understanding of when do I exert the energy, when do I reserve the energy. As they get more experience in the NBA,
Mm.
they start to learn. And this is not just NBA players, but even like high school players. I see freshmen and things come in and they're just like all over the place. And as they become seniors, you see they start to learn how to manage their energy and all that kind of stuff. Then when they get into college, it happens all over again because they got to step up another level of play. You know what I mean? So now it's like, I got to go 100% all the time because everybody's faster and stronger and this and that. Like I'm 18 years old in college and I'm playing against 22-year-olds. So, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
now, and then over years in college, they learn
balance
how to
out,
manage it.
level out.
They go to the NBA or something like that, and it happens again. You know what I mean? And I think Quickly's, at that point where he's learning better how to just manage his body, manage his energy on the floor so that he has the energy at the right time.
At the right times, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also without it being that, oh, I'm just not playing defense on this possession or something like that. Like you learn how to, some of it is like if you watch, especially young players, Quentin Grimes is a perfect example. He gets the ball and it's like, you know what I'm saying, all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Where someone like Quickly now you can see like, okay, I'm kind of trotting up the floor with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's here, pop, pop. I can go
Yep.
quick. Oh, someone said, let me back up and slow down.
Yep.
Right. So you learn how to exert that energy to stop and go, the change of direction, change of
In,
speed, and you
in and
start
out.
to
Yep.
learn that a little bit more and it helps you reserve energy. You know what I'm saying? So I think we might be able to see his numbers stay stay high this year. You know what I mean? Some players never learn how to do it. I feel like Quickly's a guy that I can see it in his game, just learning and picking up that skill and little nuances of the game.
So this is what I've seen. You tell me if I'm bugging or not. But this is the dilemma that I think is going on internally. I feel like the Knicks are best with IQ on the floor with Brunson,
Mhm.
but IQ is best on the floor without Brunson.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah. Because, without Brunson, but I don't know, I think he still can play. I actually like his game better with Brunson.
I
I like his
listen.
game. I feel like he plays under more control when he's playing with Brunson.
But that's what I mean. The team is
Yeah.
better with him next to Brunson.
Right.
I feel like
Like he can. I think,
it may not be best for the team, but IQ is best. You know what I mean? Like with the total freedom.
yeah. I
You
mean, I
know
think
what I
he
mean?
can get like more points and all of that, right? With when he, when he has the total freedom that way. But I feel like if he played 30 minutes next to Brunson, I feel like IQ would average 20 on good efficiency as well. Because I feel like he plays more control.
Okay, let me ask you this though. This is hypothetically. I'm not saying do anything, but if I could play 30 minutes without Brunson, what do you think he would average?
I mean, I think he would still, if he played 30 minutes without Brunson, I think he could still average 20, but I think it would be on a lot of shots
Less,
at low
yeah,
efficiency.
less low efficiency. I
Yeah.
mean, and again, I'm not saying to. I just think that's the dilemma, and it may not be. The Knicks may see that, IQ may not. You know what I'm saying? Like he may not see that for the team he's better. I mean, I don't even know if the team sees it because he hasn't got that opportunity either. You know what I mean to start, and I'm not calling for him to start.
Mhm.
I'm just saying what I've noticed. You know what I mean? Like to me, as a team, we're better with him on the floor. I guess ultimately, and that's the other thing. Like Brunson's gonna have a good amount of minutes, so it's like that's where the Tips still got to figure out how to get IQ at least 25 minutes,
Yeah.
at least 25.
Yeah. And you know, because right now he's averaging 24.
Okay,
He's averaging 24. Last year he was at 28.9.
because I've seen some 18s recently. I've
Yeah.
seen some 20s recently. I didn't know he was averaging 24, so it's not that bad. I guess I'm overreacting a little bit.
I mean, at this point, whose minutes get cut? Because Grimes is no longer in that starting unit. So, you can't really say Grimes' minutes gets cut.
Yeah, the crazy
So,
thing last night, what Grimes had like 11 minutes, right?
yeah.
I think ultimately that's where it's gonna come down to performance. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, I guess it could still be
quick.
Grimes' minutes, depending on how you move your players. You know what I'm saying? You could just take Grimes out, leave Quickly in, and then bring Brunson in or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess there's a way.
No doubt. Last thing, I just want to highlight a couple of comments. Silk Sutton, he said Tony Sim, Spider, Brunson, Randall are free agents after next year. Do you see a big three signing and trading RJ for a defensive wing? So I'm assuming he's saying bringing Randall back, bringing Brunson back,
And
signing
signing
Spider,
Mitchell,
and
yeah,
trading
trading Randall.
RJ. Hmm. Uh, I I guess we'll have if we have the money. I think the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? If we haven't traded for him already, you know what I mean? I guess the writing has been on the wall. I'm still not sold on that backcourt in particular. Like personally,
Offensively, the backcourt is going to be tough.
I, I
Defensively is
mhm.
where you're going to have some issues. Now, Donovan Mitchell is a free agent after next season, and he's not a free agent. He has a player option, which he's going to opt out. And then, of course, Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are both going to opt out. Which means, can you find enough money to play? You would have to pay all three of them. You would have to move RJ Barrett.
And you would have to sign probably Spider first, and then use
You
the
probably
bird rights
you probably
on.
have to do something like that, and then use the bird rights on Randall and Brunson.
Let me ask you
You're
this.
probably talking about 40 million for all three, at least 40 million for all three, right? So that's 120 million right there at the least.
Yeah.
right? And then you fill out the rest of the roster, which can be done. But you got Josh Hart on the roster for 19. So that takes you to 140 right there. Dante DiVincenzo on for 12. That's 152. Mitchell Robinson on for 12 or 13. That's 165 right there with one, two, three, like 6 players. And then you got to figure out how you fill out the rest of the roster. So,
Let me ask you this, Sim.
we'll see.
This might be a little controversial, but would I'm not even gonna ask you, would you? I'm gonna just put it on me. I think I'd rather have IQ with Brunson than Spider with Brunson.
Mm,
I'm gonna just keep it a bean.
okay.
Like because my concerns about them is defensively,
Mm-hmm.
and I like already what I know I've seen from IQ defensively. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna be able to guard up and guard the wings. You know what I mean? But at the 1 and 2, he's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? I'm not 100%. I got concerns on Spider guarding 1s and 2s, let alone guarding up. You know what I mean? So me personally, I would stick with IQ long term.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Where are you
Rather than
going
do that.
to add that other guy?
Uh, as far as like the RJ defensive wing type,
Yeah.
I think we still need that
Or that other, people say the Knicks
for
need
the
another,
backup point guard. The
you know,
like
or
like
people
who's
say,
gonna replace IQ? You saying
no,
if
I'm
he's
saying,
starting?
no, I'm saying if you start an IQ, are you considering him the third star? People say the Knicks need a superstar.
Uh, I've always said out of all of our young guys, he's the one that I feel like has the superstar potential or star potential. So I'm banking on the IQ becoming who I think IQ can become. So yes, you know what I mean. I don't know if he's gonna reach that. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously up in the air, but yeah, I stand on IQ's the one out of all of our young guys that I feel like has star potential.
Yeah.
So and even if he don't pan out to be the star, you know what I mean? Like who he is and continue to get better, I'll bank on that.
Yeah. Let's see. I see some people in the chat saying they think Randall's going to take 32 million. I don't.
Mm,
Why would he? I mean, he can if he don't have to take 32 million. He can just opt into his contract for 25, 26, and it's 32 million. Would he opt into it? Maybe he would opt into it. If he opts into his contract, in my opinion, if he opts into the $32 million contract, then that means there's an under the table deal that the Knicks already have
extension.
with Randall, right? That he knows that they're going to give him an extension for such and such and such if he opts into that 32 million. If he does what Josh Hart did.
Yeah, and I honestly I agree with you, but I don't think that's far fetched. I could see both Brunson and Randall doing it.
Well, I don't know about Brunson.
I mean,
Maybe,
the
maybe.
the reason I say that is I feel like no matter what he's fair, right?
Okay.
And I say that because if you look at what happened with Dallas,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, and him giving them if you want to look at it as an ultimatum or you know what I mean, like just telling them what it is and then doubling up. He didn't expect to double up. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't banking on himself self at the time, you know what I mean? Well, he was, but he wasn't banking on himself doubling up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like if it's about I know again a lot of people are gonna say I'm crazy because but again, I don't think he imagined it was gonna go from 55 to 100.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This time, I
You
think
think
he's
this
more
time?
realistic about I think he'll be more realistic about what he's worth. Because I think because he was coming off the bench, he wasn't, he was averaging what he was averaging. And yeah, he did, I think, and this was before he did anything in the playoffs that he was thinking this way.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So he hadn't had that playoff run that he had with Dallas. So I think he was looking at, yeah, this probably wasn't worth. Now I think he's probably like,
You,
shit.
you know what the difference is though? The playoff run was probably a direct result of the contract not being um
I mean, part of it,
signed.
obviously, Luka
And I
wasn't.
don't say that to me like he wouldn't have played as well. You know what I mean? But there was extra fuel in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little, you
Here
know,
it's all appreciation. You know what I mean? It's all praise. It's all
mhm,
you know what I mean? Like so I feel like,
yeah. I mean, you
let's
know,
bank on
but
that.
the reason why I say I don't know is because like Randall's, he at least his last year, if he opts in, is 32 million. Brunson is 24.9.
Oh, okay, nah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
if he
yeah,
opted into that last year, he's opting in at 24.9 million. RJ's making 27 that year.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And that's why I'm not sure if
Fair
he
enough.
opts
All right,
into it.
let me rephrase my statement. I don't think he gonna hit us over the head.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know it was only 24. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
that's nuts.
Because he was on a descending contract.
Yeah, I forgot. I
Yep.
forgot.
So
I forgot.
he's making 26.3 this year. RJ's making 23.8. Randall's making 22.2. Next season, Randall makes 30.3. Brunson makes 24.9 next season.
Mhm,
RJ makes 25.7, 25.8. And then there's an opt out for
mhm,
Randall and there's an opt out for Brunson, right? Or you can opt in or opt out. If Randall opts in, he makes 32.4. If Brunson opts in, he makes 24.9. I'm gonna say I could see Randall opt in for 32.4 and then, you know, look for a bigger extension. I could see
mhm.
Randall doing that. I don't know if Brunson's opting in
Nah,
for
nah, nah.
that.
I take that back. I didn't know it was 24, and I didn't know. Yeah, yeah. He gotta be at least going up to 30, 32
Yeah.
to start.
But
You know what I mean? On a
I
long term.
do agree that I can see both of them guys saying, let's make this, let's see if we can make this work so that we can build something, so we can bring in another guy. You know what I mean? I could see that happening. I could see
So
that
RJ,
happening.
is that gonna be the last year of RJ's contract?
Nah, nope.
Oh
He
man,
got
I
one more
see.
year after that. In 26, 27, he makes 29.6. That's the last year of his contract.
I ain't gonna jump on the bashing RJ train. You know what I mean? But as these years continue, it's definitely gonna. You know what I mean? He's definitely gonna have to take a real leap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him a pass right now. He started the year well. He's still, you know what I mean, contributing. But
Yeah.
I get why some people be off on RJ a little more than I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up unless there's anything you want to add. Let me just make sure there wasn't any other. Yeah, I think we good. Appreciate you jumping on with me. I'm about to blow out my candle,
All right.
cut me a nice piece of cake.
Yeah, no doubt. Do that. I'm about to study up for, this. I got a meeting tomorrow. I'm about to study up for that, eat and then just chill, get ready for I got, two big meetings tomorrow. Just get ready for them things. Then the Knicks play tomorrow, right?
Yes, the Nets.
Play the Nets tomorrow. So,
Cam Thomas and the Nets.
man, Cam Thomas is cooking this year. I didn't know he's cooking like that.
He is, and he has a tendency to cook us. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I think we might have been his coming out party. You know what I mean?
Mm,
When he had that chance to kind of, he got the game winner on us. What last year might have been, yeah, I think it was last year, early last year. Um, I think that was his coming out party, and because he had a killer game against us last year.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I guess just one last thing. Sherman said Randall gets a 10% raise every time he makes All NBA.
mm,
Don't put it past, you know, Brunson and Randall because they're these type of players, in my opinion. Brunson and Randall
Incentive
taking a
based.
more decent contract, a decent guaranteed contract, but it'd be heavily incentive based because these are two guys that have a lot that they're trying to prove in the league and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you make all NBA, you get this. You make All-Star, you get this. We win championship, you get this. You know what I'm saying? Like heavily incentive based. So now their contract could still reach, whatever level. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh. Happy birthday, shout out. Appreciate you, Josh. Yeah, nah, I definitely could see that from both those guys. I know you're doing a game preview tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. For sure.
No doubt. I'll definitely
So, it's
um
probably gonna be early, about 3:30. I got practice at 5. Uh, the good thing is practice is 5 to 7, so I don't have to miss any of the game.
no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'll try to catch the whole show. If not, I'll jump in the back end. I usually get home right around that time from picking up my daughter. Um, but yeah, if not, definitely on the post game on the losers lounge. You know what I mean? We're gonna get another back to back on that. And yeah, shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all jumping in with me, sharing this special day. And yeah, let's get this win tomorrow.
Yeah, no
What's
doubt.
that?
He said, "Where do you see JB and Randall rank in all-time Knicks?"
Woo!
Here.
I've been holding on this
Yeah,
conversation.
Randall has already entered the rankings. Like it or not, he's already entered the rankings. If you look at points and 3-point shooting and rebounds and all that kind of stuff, he's entered. And Brunson's not that far behind. It's just a second year. But if Randall's here 7, 8 years, oh, he's going to be up there.
Matter of fact, I mean to keep it 100, if we keep this team together, we're gonna have a couple of all-time Knicks in
Yeah,
quite a few categories.
yep.
Mitchell Robinson's just
Robinson,
climbing the boards and rebounds and blocks. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Randall's all across the board, and I have no doubt in my mind that Brunson's gonna be up there. I mean, he's already in some subcategories of 30-point
mhm,
games, 40-point games, things
right.
of that nature already. You know what I mean? In 2 years. But yeah, if we keep this core together,
Hmm.
we looking at all time Knicks in the making,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I definitely agree. And as much as Randall gets now, when he finally retires or he moves on to another team and he comes back, the crowd is gonna,
The love will be there.
the love will be there. It's just how New Yorkers do. This is the Knicks fans' love language is to be mad at you.
That it's a New York thing for
Word
sure.
up.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? That's the love language right there. To be mad at you.
Hey, on your way out, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And last thing, all Knicks fans, I'm calling on y'all. Let's get Brunson in the All-Star game. Let's get Randall in the All-Star game. I know we only vote for starters. Let's get them in as starters then. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Let's
No doubt.
get, yeah, I mean,
You know what I
let's
mean?
vote every day. Let's let our presence be known. We all over the world. You know what I mean? So if you got a friend that's a Knicks fan, they don't gotta follow the show. But you got a friend
Mhm.
that's a Knicks fan, you go tell them. Well, tell them about the show too. Tell them to follow. But, but tell them to you know what I mean? Tell them to vote for Randall, vote for Brunson. Let's make our presence known.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's it, man. We out of here. Appreciate you, Sim.
No doubt.
As always, I'll see you tomorrow. And shout out to the chat. Your black is time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.